Donald Trump is being blamed for the actions of Gavin Newsom. We are watching LA burn to the ground, not because of wildfires and lack of preparation, but because Democrats have allowed this invasion of the United States. And now they're encouraging violence, pushback, uprising. To help me go through this and more, I have Kim Bright. Kim, thanks for coming on again.
Well, hey, it's always great to be with you, Stephen. And boy, these are tumultuous times, aren't they?
Absolutely, they are. Just some background. Kim Bright is the founder of Brightcore Nutrition. She is a patriot, a MAGA mama, a MAGA grandma, and a
Yes.
small business owner. I just like getting your perspective because owning a business in America makes you think differently, right? Like you help people provide for their family. You guys understand the way that a business runs. Let me ask you this, Kim. LA, I haven't seen scenes like this since maybe a wartime movie, but you've got Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. They're actually encouraging violence. Theft is going on, property damage, burning, fires. I mean, it's the summer of love 2.0, and they're blaming President Trump. He's now had to send in the National Guard and the Marines. Your thoughts on these LA riots?
Well, I think they're very orchestrated. And the whole thing here is that we have two opposing forces. If we bring it down to the simplistic here, we have two opposing forces. What does Trump stand for? What is his intention? What's his agenda? And what does his outcome look like? His intent is he wants people to have a good life. He wants to restore common sense and get us back into where we're all flourishing and prospering. And he has his agenda that's going to get us there, but he's walked into a very dirty, dirty, swampy, evil place. And it takes a lot of guts and energy to get out of it. If we look, and then the end result is we're all doing better, but we're thriving. But with the other people, what is their intent? What is their agenda? What is their outcome? Their intent's chaos, obviously, and they're going to do it. And they're going to create more chaos in order to retain or gain back some of the power they've lost. And their ultimate goal is they don't care how they get it. They don't care if they kill people. They don't care if they destroy property. They steal property. They lie straight to our faces. And I've learned over the years, Stephen, that if anything's coming out of their mouth, the demon rats, and I'm not saying all Democrats are bad, and I'm not saying all Republicans are good, but what I'm saying here is we've got a swamp that contains demon rats. We've got the elitists that want to hang on to all their power and control and their funding. We also found out that the taxpayers been funding some of these riots out there too through the different agencies that Elon Musk exposed to Trump, but we have that data now on the table. But the whole thing is their whole goal is to destroy. Their whole goal is evil. And if we really look at it from a far enough view, stand back, it's been timeless, evil against good. And so, it's not a surprise to me that Newsom out there and all the scum of the earth that are involved with this whole agenda, their whole goal is to destroy, seek and destroy. And they don't care how they do it. And they use the criminal mentality that Biden let into this country. They're using them for destroying because that's right up their alley. And, it's got to stop. And we all have to understand that we are in a battle for good and evil. And that's the simplicity of it. That's what I think about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. California is often compared to the far left agenda. And then you've got Florida, that is the far right agenda, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have to imagine if this started happening in Florida, there's no way Governor Ron DeSantis would allow this. I mean, don't you think he would slap this down day one?
Oh, right away, big time. Just kill it. Just go ahead. Just everybody's in there. No way is he going to put up with all this. But the thing too, if you look at the incompetency that is out there in Bass, in Newsom, I mean, the guy, all he's worried about is, do I have enough gel in my hair? Do I look right on camera? Or he's trying to create all of this hubbub so he can stand out and go, look at me, maybe you want me as president. Who the heck would want somebody like that to run this country? He can't even run anything out there. Look, the fires and everything. It's just a mess. It is a swamp. It is a sick place. And if we really look at things, it's kind of like I look at it as that's the macrocosm in the cities and everything out there, and even in the world. And if you compare it to our gut, where our health starts, we do not have health out there right now. That's sick. That's evil. That's not good health. That's not a healthy city. That's not a healthy environment. Same thing in our gut. We have good and bad guys there. And so we have that microcosm there. And then we have the macrocosm out there. And we've got to be healthy to make America great again. RFK Jr. And yet out there, that is not health.
Yeah. I want to get deeper into that. Let me first show something on the screen here that I want to play, and then we'll go ahead and react to it together, because I believe the mainstream media is lying to the American people and fueling this rage against Trump. Let's watch this.
The LA County police say that they have it under control. Carrying a flag is not illegal, as you know. What did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean, that was a real riot.
Video after video has shown that these agents are the ones provoking protesters and also making up, aggression by these protesters that later video shows people were not aggressive.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest. The president is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
The unrest is isolated. LA is home to millions of people, most of whom are having a normal day here on Sunday.
You've heard reports that there are riots on the streets of Los Angeles. That is not what's happening across the city of Los Angeles.
Governor Newsom's right. There wasn't anything like a riot happening on Friday, Saturday.
We just witnessed a protester thanking a National Guardsman for his service here in California.
LAPD, by most estimates, had this under control last night.
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm. There was a protest that got a little unruly late at night.
There have been no violence where anybody that was protesting hit anybody, shot anybody, threatened anybody. It's nothing has happened.
What is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn.
Most of those demonstrations were very peaceful. They were chanting, they were shouting. People were driving by.
I like the ABC person. This is just people having fun watching cars burn. I mean, that was hard for me to sit through because it was lie, 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 lie. I mean, I used to call CNN constant negative news. But now it's just constant lying to the American people. They need to rebrand and rename themselves. What are your thoughts seeing the truth compared to the lies of the mainstream media?
Well, it's not a surprise. This is their agenda. This is what they do. This is how they get their outcome. They think is if we lie, if we cheat, if we steal. I mean, look at what they did back in 2020. Oh, mainly peaceful protests. How many billions or trillions of dollars were lost in all those protests, those mainly peaceful? Come on, people. I don't think that the majority of Americans are that stupid. And if you look at their ratings, Stephen, they just keep going down, down, down. All these media outlets, they are losing big time. And they still don't get it through their thick skulls. People are seeing through you. You can't continue to lie to the American people and present this. But the few people watching them, this fuels them. And that's what they're doing. It's like they actually brainwash these people that actually watch these channels into thinking that's the truth. Well, it isn't. And so this is what we have to continue to expose. President Trump's got to stand strong, all the good people around him, and everybody has really start praying, people, please, let's let the good guys win, because this is pure evil, throwing these gigantic chunks of cement blocks down on the police under the underpasses and the cars, and guys with hammers going and breaking up the street sidewalks and giving pieces to people to throw. That's peaceful? What drug are you on, buddy? What did you smoke before you got on air? Okay. My goodness.
Yeah. It's interesting that CNN is just lying right to their viewers, and then they wonder why their ratings are going down, their viewership. My show now gets more views than CNN fairly regularly. At the same time, I just looked this up, Kim. From 2017 until the present day, President Trump's approval rating on removing illegal immigrants has risen by 28 points. This is an issue the American people agree with him on. This is an issue that they want to see. The mainstream media, the Democrat Party, they just continue to throw their credibility down the drain, and then they wonder why they're losing. I do want to switch gears with you. RFK Jr. just made a massive game-changing move. Let me pull this up on the screen. So he actually went in. Nobody saw this coming. He fired the entire board over at the CDC that were the panel for the vaccine advisory for the entire United States of America. He's saying, you guys have lied. You haven't done good science. You've misled parents. You've misled doctors. What are your thoughts on this big move that he made?
Go, 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 RFK Jr. You get out there, keep cleaning house, get these guys out of there. I mean, I go back again to the agenda. You're either the good guys trying to put in sanity and truth and expose all the bad guys, or you're the bad guys wanting to stay in power and continue the lies. Now, what's interesting is there's 17 people on this panel, 14 of them, and it's for 4 years, the terms. 14 of them, or 13 of them, 13 or 14 of them, I can't remember right now, Biden put into place right before he left. Now, what does that tell us? That tells us that he was trying to insert the control over this area and have his agenda, the elitist agenda, the bad guys agenda, the parasitical agenda, the deep swamp agenda continue on this panel. And RFK Jr. is not having it. He knows who these people are. And he's like, nobody's gone.
Yep.
So I love what he did. I just keep doing it, guys. Just keep doing it. Clean house.
I do too. He's doing so much. Another thing he pointed out just this week is, did you know that no doctors go through nutritional training? I mean, like they do 10, 12, 15 plus years when it comes to brain surgery of schooling, and then they don't get any kind of nutritional education. And then they wonder why the American people are so sick. Your thoughts on that?
Stephen, I was lecturing since the 80s, and I would lecture to all different kinds of people. And I had lectures to doctors and nurses. And I will tell you, in those lectures, they told me back in the 80s that they went through their whole medical school and did not do any nutritional studies. Nothing, not even an electorate. And so in the 90s, a few of them would tell me, yeah, we have an electorate, but it wasn't required, so I didn't do it. This is nuts. And this is where you really see the agenda of Rockefeller when he came in and started funding all the medical schools. He had the petroleum products, which are the basis of the drugs, and that's where they took off from. Change a symptom into another symptom, use my petrochemicals to make drugs, and let's keep people on that rat wheel, that gerbil wheel, whatever you want to call it, and we'll make lots of dough, lots of money.
Yeah. You hear the phrase, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food, but then they don't have any nutritional. I mean, I hate to say this, but some of the doctors I go to, they're in worse health than I am. It's kind of hard to take their advice. One thing that I'm wanting to better understand, with your 40 plus years of experience is so much of our health depends on our gut health. It's where serotonin is made. We fight depression. We do digestion, our brain fog. I mean, there's just so many things. You guys have kimchi, which is considered a superfood over in Asia. It's something that they use for their gut health. Tell me about the benefits of the kimchi.
Well, health and sickness starts in our gut. 70 to 80% of our immunity is in our gut. And again, I go back to that analogy that I said earlier. We look at how sick this is out in what's going on in LA. That is what is going on out there. That's sickness. Those people are parasitical. You've got in your gut parasites. You have fungus, yeast, molds that are the bad guys, and they have to be kept down. And the good guys, the good bacteria, have to be kept up. Those are naturally occurring there. And when we let those get out of balance, when we don't bring in the, the Marines and the National Guard and everything, which are the good guys in our gut, we let those overpopulate. And that's where it reduces our immune system. And when you reduce our immune system, you don't have any defenders. You lessen the defenders to keep us healthy. And you're affecting every single organ in your body, every single cell, because health starts in the gut. The gut starts in our mouth, and it goes all the way out to the exit point. And we are bombarded, not just with things like what we're watching. I mean, I'm sure you didn't feel happy and have good thoughts watching these riots out there all week long. And that promotes bad health in us. The way we think, what we're viewing, the environment we place ourselves in. We also have that inner environment. And we're fighting off environmental toxins like the radiation from 5G. We're fighting off water toxins. We're fighting off air toxins. We're fighting off toxins in our foods. Think about this for you and your audience out there. How many times do you eat prepared foods that you didn't personally prepare yourself, that you're eating them through a drive-through, or you go to a market and get them that somebody else made, or restaurant? Do you realize that the reason that people get parasites in them, the majority of the reason is from people not having good sanitation when they're preparing food? Also, surfaces can get in there. They also come through the soil, they come through our water. But we have to really pay attention, just like President Trump's doing right now, sending the good guys in and keeping the bad guys damped down. Otherwise, we become very ill and sick. And these guys have been in our bodies for a reason. Those bad guys are there for when we are going to die. When this body is done, it needs to be decomposed and returned back to the earth. Now, we don't want that while we're trying to live. So you don't want the bad guys overtaking. And, this is where kimchi comes in. This is where the food that you're talking about comes in. It is the king of fermented food because it has over 900 different strains of the good guys. And it can fight the bad guys, and it puts them and keeps them down and in place. And they've been using this traditionally for centuries over there. And the fermentation is the key because they use the different types of lactobacillus to ferment this food, this cabbage and garlic, and it's got all different kinds of things in it, chilies, and it pre-digests it, so your body's able to take it in, and it starts to kill off the bad guys and make the good guys flourish. And it does it better than any other fermented food out there. It's been proven through research. And I will tell you that, it provides all these defenders we've been talking about for the body. And if that's not great enough, to know that when you eat this on a daily basis or use it on a daily basis, which we have encapsulated and put it in a capsule for your ease. And a lot of people, Americans, don't like the taste or the flavor of it, so they wouldn't use it. But it has all these incredible benefits. But not only, if that isn't enough, research has shown that it actually can attack and kill very quickly in 3 days, something that most people don't even have an awareness about, which is called aflatoxins. Now, I think you've got a thing that you can put up there. Now, the dangers of aflatoxins, as you can see here, they are one of the most carcinogenic, especially aflatoxin B1, it's most carcinogenic, toxic thing that we can put in our body. Where do these come from? They're on our grains, like corn and other grains. They're even on coffee. They're on nuts, tree nuts. They're on peanuts. They're in spices. They're in our food supply. They're in our soil. They're in our water. They're in the air. So when we have these things going into our body by the foods that we're eating, we're not even aware of the dangers that they're causing in our body, which people can get nosebleeds. They can have joint problems. They can have muscle aches and pains. They can have all kinds of things going on in the body, even nosebleeds and headaches. They wouldn't attribute it to what they're putting in their mouth, the aflatoxin B1 contained in all these different foods. So the research that I'm talking about came out and showed that kimchi will attack and kill 81% of this aflatoxin B1 taken every single day in 3 days, 72 hours. This is powerful. This is a natural food that can go in there. You're not putting another drug in there that's only going to change the symptom. Then you got to put another drug in on top of it. So this is the powerful, powerful thing that, can happen here. And not only all those things I mentioned, but these things cause liver damage. They can even cause cancer. They cause immune suppression. They are really carcinogenic and bad guys. So to have all of this powerhouse defenders in one capsule is incredible. And that's what we did at Brightcore. We decided, hey, people aren't going to make this. They're not going to take the time to do that or to eat it every day. And if we can put it in a capsule that retains all of these benefits, they can get in there and fight the bad guys and put sanity and calmness and common sense in your gut. And that's what we need in these cities. So, we've got to clean up our gut. And this is a great way to do it.
Yeah, I've been using it. My family's been using it. One thing that's very concerning to me, I read the news for hours every day. It seems every day I'm reading about this new disease that's killing Americans. Colon cancer it's rising faster than anything else. And I have to believe, it's the bad guys overtaking the gut.
That is all it is. Yes.
Yeah, we've got to replenish that. At the same time, Americans take more antibiotics than any other country. You have the #1 published gut doctor in America, Sabine Hazan, saying COVID, the #1 thing that it did was it actually stripped the human body of all of the good gut bacteria.
Yes.
So you've got to rebuild that gut flora and give it an environment where it can flourish. You got to nourish so it can flourish. And that's one of the reasons I love that. But I read these articles and I just think, oh my gosh, they've got to give their body what it needs in order to fight back.
Yeah. And nobody's been talking about this. It's just recent, because great, that we have the internet and everything, but this is what I've been teaching for almost 50 years. Use the fermented foods, use these things. And not only are you going to help the inside of your body, but it's not just the inside that's getting cleaned up, it's the outside too. The outside reflects your gut condition. So when you see people with rashes, with breakouts, with all kinds of problems on their skin, they've got a dirty gut. When you see a big bloated gut, they've got a dirty gut. And you've heard the phrase, you are what you eat. Well, you are also what you wear in your skin. Your skin shows that condition. It's a direct reflection of that. And when women start using this, they really notice a difference. And men too, but women, we notice more. The skin becomes smoother. It glows. Their hair is doing better. It's getting thicker. And there's many hair studies out there showing that after only 4 weeks, your hair gets thicker. You have more hair on your head. Just after 4 weeks, they have studies showing this. But, let's say, for instance, there's the models and the actresses know this secret and they eat kimchi. And they have the glowing skin, and like Margot Robbie, who is Barbie, right? She's so beautiful. And then you have Jessica Alba. I mean, I used to model and act, and I certainly don't look, as beautiful as these young women do. But I'm twice their age, for goodness sakes. But kimchi does wonders for your skin, and you have great skin. You have great hair, and your insides are glowing too. So it's not just for the inside, it's also for the outside. And I wish I'd known about kimchi when I was modeling and acting. I didn't find out about it until a few years later, when I was studying with my martial arts teacher, sensei, who was Korean, who taught me about kimchi. And I've been eating it ever since. And it's incredible for all areas of health. So if you're dealing with hair loss, thinning, you're dealing with bad skin, rashes, you're dealing with bloating, you're dealing with, all these bad things that are going on in your gut. Fix your gut. Let's fix your gut. And then you're going to see these incredible results on your skin, in your gut. You're going to feel better. You're going to sleep better. You're going to have more energy. The gut is where health starts. The gut is where your defenders are either strengthened or weakened. That immune system, 70 to 80% down there. So strong hair, healthy glowing skin. Who doesn't want that, Stephen?
Yeah. Well, I just gave my neighbor some. We went to dinner with them. She was saying she was having all these like gut issues and backup. And I said, listen, drive by my house. I've got something for you. Let me give you guys a shout out. You're one of my sponsors, so I already had this infographic. But if you guys want to learn more about Kimchi or pick up some bottles, you can snap the QR code or go to mybrightcore.com/kimchi. Of course, I always tell them, Kim, I know you guys are smart. You watch my channel and you love our country. Why not save more money and get free shipping and call 888-908-4425. I just want to say thank you guys so much for sponsoring the channel. When I came out in support of America and Donald Trump, a lot of my sponsors dropped me. You guys said, we love Trump. We love the country. We want to make America healthy again. You guys filled that void. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you for letting us do that. And can I say really quickly, I've got a couple of success stories here I'd like to share. Linda said she used to have dull skin and constant redness around her nose and cheeks. And within a few weeks of taking Kimchi 1, the inflammation went down and her complexion evened out. She feels so much more confident now. And Marion said, for years I battled sinus infections every winter. This past year on Kimchi 1, I had 0 infections. It also solved my long-standing candida issue. My immune system feels bulletproof. Again, witness defenders coming in. And you know what, too? We're going to give you a free mask. This is a beautiful mask that is going to make your skin even more beautiful. Our Revive mask free when you call in, and we're going to get you up to 50% off of your order. You're going to get the free shipping, and we're also going to throw this mask in to the first 100 callers. So please call us at that number, 888-908-4425.
All right.
So thank you so much, Stephen.
Yeah, that's very generous of you. Well, thank you for coming on. I hope these LA riots get under control very quickly. I have every confidence that Trump is doing the best that he can, but man, he's going up against these sanctuary cities. So let's just all continue to pray for our country and for his success. Kim Bright, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Same to you, Stephen. Thank you. Blessed be.